Yo, what's up everybody, it's Trisec back again with another tutorial. This one's going to be on how to make the quiver, stutter, house music, vocal effect that's been going around lately. And it sounds like this. So this is off my song Quiver Therapy that just dropped about a week ago. You can check it out, link in the description. If you want to stream it or download it. This effect is mainly coming out of this plugin right here called the LFO tool. Okay, so basically what we have here is I found a vocal sample off of Splice. Let's see if I can expand it. All right, this is the original vocal.
Oh, what's on your mind? Tell me what you need and you can call my name, I'll be around. I just need a reason.
So I found that vocal off of Splice, and a big tip for this kind of a effect is you want to get a really good source sample to manipulate over time. And for me, I really wanted to find a nice textured male vocal because most of the house music that has this effect usually uses female vocals. But I kind of like to make darker music, and I was thinking a male vocal would be would help with that kind of darker effect. But it's a lot harder to do and mix basses with a lower frequency vocal, obviously, because it's going to be clashing with the other lower frequencies. So that's something you do have to account for. So in this song, I really made the vocal a very, very present instrument inside of the song. All the other layers of this song is just an 808 and then drums on top. And then in the house section, literally all that's happening is kick, snare, respace, and then the vocal effect. I'm going to redo it so we can create this effect on our own. But yeah, so basically the first thing you want to do to create this kind of effect is to find a really good source sample. So go on Splice or any kind of, if you have sample packs, vocal sample packs, you can definitely find a good vocal sample, totally free. But I do have a subscription to Splice, so I went on there and I looked at it, and I found this one and I really liked it. What I like to do is make two audio tracks, put the original on top, right? So now we have this, and then what I'm doing here is just going through and pulling cool sections out. So here we go. We got O, okay? That's a sustained syllable. We'll throw that in there, and then we'll go through here.
On your mind,
Right, I like that, so I'm taking that, and I'm currently making a manual vocal chop, and I'm doing that because we could just add the LFO tool onto the original sample, but if you do that, I personally don't like it because it kind of lacks creativity in my opinion, and it's not really doing too much. So if you throw an LFO tool on here, and by the way, this is a plugin made by Xfer. It does cost money, I believe. I think it's maybe $20 or $30. I definitely got it years ago, so I'm not totally sure. But all you really need is an LFO or anything that shapes volume, a volume shaping tool, basically. You could use Shaperbox. I'm pretty sure Shaperbox has a lot of good stuff on there. But anything that you have, I highly recommend LFO tool. It's something that I use on a lot of different stuff for different reasons. There's a lot of cool presets here. But basically all we're going to do is bring this over and make a little kind of plucking shape here. And then we're going to put it on 16th notes. And already you can hear.
oh, what's on your mind? Tell me what you need and oh, what's on your mind?
Easy enough, right? Right there, you already have an entire thing going on. And the smaller you make it, you can adjust that to taste. But that's basically all this entire effect is it's a volume shaping tool in a 16th note sequence that is playing over time. And once you have this, all you're doing is just plugging in cool like portions of the original sample to play. So like I'm just grabbing a bunch of random shit here. You know, I'm not even listening to it. And you can almost make like a million combos And then we can duplicate this a couple times, and then just like throw this over here, and then that one, copy that, and then we'll just throw that there, and then just bank that over here. Cool. Okay, and then we'll just put the LFO tool on another track here. And then now we got this. So we already have kind of like a stuttering kind of effect here. I personally like chopping up. I personally like making a manual vocal chop and then chopping it even further with the 16th note LFO tool technique. And that creates like a very sporadic and random, almost like neurological seizure kind of feeling. And that's what I really wanted to go for this song, because I love house music that has this stutter effect, but I wanted to make it very conscious and very like apparent and have it be the main focus of the entire song. So yeah, so now that's basically how you do the entire thing. And then after that, you can just be adding effects. So here, you can hear it sounds a little bit more premium, a little bit more spaced out. And that's basically because I'm just throwing on random shit, just post-processing, trying different things out, EQing stuff. I got a little delay going on here. As far as tips go for mixing this kind of effect, again, all that's going on here in the drum group is this. So a big tip for this kind of effect is to make sure that you're not clashing too many frequencies. So again, for this song, all I did is I have the vocal chops going on, and they're very, very present in the mix. Like the main focal point of the entire song is these vocal chops. So I had to make sure they were interesting enough and like had enough energy and power to sustain the listener for the entire song. At least that was my goal. It might get boring, I don't know, but to me, I think it's sustainable. So that's all that matters really when you're producing. It's just like, okay, I think it is, so I'm going to leave it and keep going. So basically, yeah, all that's going on here in the drum group is just a little trap pattern with some percussion. And then I just added some like random little hi-hat loops and just to add a little bit more top-end energy. But again, all that's basically, in order to keep the song interesting, I knew that I had to add a bunch of like interesting percussion going around, being panned left and right, because in the center you have that stuttering vocal effect going on right in the middle. But to keep it interesting, I have a bunch of different stuff panned left and right. So you have to think, in order to make the vocal stutter effect as present as possible, you need to pan things, you need to EQ things, you need to make sure that everything's spaced out right. So that's just a little like mixing technique. I mean, that's just pretty general mixing advice, but yeah. And then as far as the bass goes, all I have here is just an 808. So yeah, I got some 808 glides going on, kind of just feeling that out. But realistically, I was referencing a lot of songs that have this stutter effect on it, and basically, I was curious like what rule to follow with putting the bass line underneath of it. But in reality, as long as it's in the same key as the vocal, you're good. So I just did some random 808 shit. I think it sounds cool. That is basically how you do the effect. It's pretty simple, but you can do a lot of cool shit with it. And yeah, I would recommend after you complete the LFO tool and everything, that you just add some reverb, add some delay, add some EQ, just try out whatever sounds good for you. But basically, it is very simple, and that's how I made the stuttering effect off of my song Quiver Therapy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this helped out. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try and help you out as best I can. And yeah, if you guys want to listen to the song, it's out now everywhere. Link to the stream and download in the description. Peace out. Thanks.